The two most iconic Canadian-born comic book characters go head-to-head. Which one will be chosen to represent the true North strong and free? Stick around to find out. Hello ladies and gentlemen, and movie lovers of all kind, and welcome to another Cinema Showdown. And as always, I am your host, Brett Murphy. As seen in the atrocity titled X-Men Origins Wolverine, Logan gets a full-blown backstory into how he became the Wolverine. He first finds his bone claws through the rage of the murder of his supposed father. Once he realizes that he's some sort of freak, him and his half-brother go on the run. And that leads us into the only good part of that entire movie, and that's the opening montage. When he finally settles down from the life of a mercenary with the love of his life, everything seems to be going great. Until an old acquaintance shows up seeking his help for a new experiment. He of course refuses, but when his lover winds up dead from the hands of his half-brother, he enlists in the experiment where he is finally given his adamantium claws. Hell-bent on revenge, he goes hunting. But after finding a dark truth, his anger is turned elsewhere. It ends with him losing his memory and once again going on the run. Mr. Poole, however, has a much shorter and sweeter origin story. Just simply the first 15-20 minutes of his first solo flick. After smart-mouth mercenary Wade Wilson finds the love of his life in Vanessa, his world is turned upside down. After a little bit more of a questionable montage, the time finally comes for Wade to propose. But his life is suddenly rocked by the revelation that he is filled with cancer. After being tracked down, he reluctantly enrolls in a shady experiment in an attempt to save his life. But instead, he has been tricked and turned into a mutated monstrosity. Once he escapes, he dons the red suit and heads out for revenge, seeking those who wronged him. Although both of them are similarly seeking revenge, Origins is just so poorly written that you can't even enjoy what should be a stellar backstory about everyone's favorite X-Men. Deadpool tells a very similar story, but wraps it up in a simple 15 to 20 minutes. Even when it gets dark and you realize what's really happening, you feel a lot more for Wade than you do Logan at any point in Origins. Therefore, round one is going to go to Deadpool. By now, everybody, movie, TV, or comic book lover alike, knows who Wolverine is in some capacity or another. And more so than anything, that is due to his 3 sharp adamantium claws. And with that stuff formed around his entire skeleton, he is practically unstoppable. Also, that compared with the fact that the man has a healing factor and has literally survived a nuclear bomb. The Merc with a mouth has the same, if not even better healing factor than Wolverine, but he's not quite so lucky as to have those 3 badass claws. Deadpool instead decides to go with his trademark 2 katanas and pair of pistols. Although they are much more generic, just like Wolverine's claws, they have become synonymous with the character. You won't see a Deadpool costume or a Deadpool without a pair of katanas crisscrossing across his back and some pistols at his side. Even though both of these characters have become synonymous with their weaponry, only one can walk away with this round. Wolverine doesn't have a choice. His claws are a part of him, but they have sliced their way into the minds of millions until the end of time. Deadpool has the choice of just about anything at his disposal, and although katanas are an especially good choice, Wolverine's claws have become a part of pop culture and aren't going anywhere anytime soon. Round 2 is going to go to Wolverine. Wolverine has currently appeared in a lot more movies than Deadpool has, so it's difficult to pinpoint his exact motives. But more often than not, he's the good guy just doing the right thing. For Deadpool's first outing, it's all about the revenge and getting back at Francis for what he did to him. For the sequel though, he seems to be taking note from the true love of his life, Wolverine. He takes it upon himself to protect Fire Fist, a young mutant boy, from the time-traveling cyborg badass Cable. Both characters have shared these similar protective motives. Wolverine seems to have a true, natural protective nature. Deadpool is a mercenary, and in his first flick, it's all about the revenge. But in the sequel, he solely seems to want to protect Fire Fist, because it's what Vanessa would have wanted. Although Deadpool is on his way to being a true anti-hero, Wolverine's tried and true method of being the protector has worked for him for almost 2 full decades, therefore I'm going to have to give round 3 to Wolverine. When it comes to bringing Wolverine to life, no one will be as perfect or as memorable as Hugh Jackman. He has the attitude, the mannerisms, the hair, And of course, the Berserker Rage. But oddly enough, those are where the similarities stop. Wolverine is actually only 5'3", and Hugh Jackman is a whopping 6'2", almost a full foot taller than the character. And fans have been begging since the beginning for Wolverine to don his iconic black, blue, and yellow suit. But Jackman's version often prefers to go with a wife beater, pair of jeans, and the occasional leather jacket. Of course, the X-Men have their leather black suits in the original few movies, but they come nowhere close to the impact and the memorability of the original comic book accurate suits. Now switch to Deadpool, and you could confidently say that Ryan Reynolds was born to play this character, or the character was written specifically with him in mind. And when the movie finally came out, it was everything that we had hoped for. He has the comic accurate suit, the katanas, and of course the snarky, quick-witted, smart-ass attitude that we all wanted. The absolute perfect comic book adaptation. So therefore, round 4 is going to go to Deadpool. Before we decide on a winner for this showdown, make sure to hop over to our channel where you can find the rest of our cinema showdowns. And if you're enjoying the content, be sure to hit that subscribe button and click that little bell icon, that way you can be notified about all of our recently released cinema showdowns. Now onto the final round. The X-Mansion Berserker Rage found in X2 might be the best version that we have seen of his Berserker Rage. This is the first time we've fully seen Jackman release the animal found within this character. It's like some sort of wild creature just ripped his way out of this man's chest and is taking down all of these soldiers. We know that Logan has always had a soft spot, and by soft spot I mean absolute love and adoration for Jean Grey. So the fact that she is now turned evil and is ripping people apart, quite literally disintegrating them, he is the only one that can fight back against her powers. He knows what he must do, and you can see Jackman portray this so fantastically. He is crushed and devastated by having to do this, but with no other choice, he must kill Jean Grey. An absolutely epic and soul-crushing moment from an otherwise pretty meh movie. Okay, so if you didn't cry here, we officially cannot be friends, and you might not have a heart, so you may want to get that checked out. It's the end of the line for Logan. After such a dark and gritty film, it has finally come down to this. 17 years come to an end. It's Laura holding his hand. It's love. It's true love. He feels like a father to her, just like she always wanted a father. He finally took on that role. He was willing to do anything to protect her. Was there really any other better way to start off a Deadpool movie? All of it gory, all of it funny, all of it Deadpool. Exactly how this movie should have opened, exactly what we wanted to see, and the rest of the movie plays out just the same. This montage perfectly portrays Deadpool as a character. It's gory, it's violent, he has a purpose, but it's hilarious all at the same time. He's ripping through all of these goons, constantly asking, "Where is Francis? Where is Francis?" in various different languages too, all while cracking jokes along the way. And this one, again, I couldn't leave this one out because, again, it's just so Deadpool. He literally breaks the fourth wall, like maybe it's the 8th wall, 16th, I don't even know anymore.
That's like 16 walls.
He kills Ryan Reynolds. He's Ryan Reynolds playing a character that can break the fourth wall, and he's killing Ryan Reynolds while looking at the Green Lantern script. This is exactly what this character would do. Not just go back and save Vanessa, but go back and do all of this other shit that is so hilarious. Both of these Canucks have their fair share of iconic moments that will forever live on in comic book movie history. While Logan typically has the more big cinematic moments, Deadpool is always there for the laughs and the lighthearted gory fun. The issue here becomes the fact that Wolverine has a lot of similar moments, and they kind of just blend together. I mean, how many times you're going to say X2 Berserker Rage, Logan Berserker Rage, the Wolverine train fight Berserker Rage, while Deadpool has more diverse moments, but only 2 films. We really don't know how much more we're going to be getting out of Deadpool, while we have almost 2 full decades worth of content from Wolverine. Therefore, I'm going to have to give the 5th and final round and the crown to Wolverine. Please leave a like if you're enjoying the cinema showdowns, and comment below what battles you would like to see in the future. We love hearing what you have to say, so don't be shy. And as always, thank you so much for watching, and that's a wrap.